Hello student, welcome. So today I am going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 6, and it includes introduction to JavaScript. Okay, so it's a new chapter and it is about the JavaScript which is used with HTML. And as you know how to use HTML, I think all of you know about the different type of tags, attributes that are used in HTML. And HTML is a web page designing language. Okay. Now here we are going to study a new topic, that is JavaScript. And this JavaScript was developed by Brendan Eich. Person named Brendan Eich, who developed the JavaScript with that is going to be used with HTML web-based language. Okay, and it contains some features that help the web page designer to manipulate the browsers, and it contains it manipulates the browser and its content, and it helps the web page designer to create a web page with more interesting and which look and behave very nicely. That means with the help of JavaScript, with HTML, we can create our web page more interesting and more interactive. Okay, so and JavaScript, it can be used in different type of browser like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari, Chrome and Opera. So these are the web browser name which on which you can run JavaScript. But initially the JavaScript was developed for Netscape. Okay, I think all of you know what is Netscape. Netscape is a name of a browser, but it can also be used with other browser, and which are Internet Explorer and Firefox, and then Safari, Chrome and Opera. Okay, so as you know how to create a web page using HTML. Okay, so because we know what type of tags and attributes like the head tags, the body tags and different type of tags are available, which are already you know how to use this type of tag. But now we are going to study about JavaScript and understood how it improved useful in creating interactive and dynamic web pages. Now the goal of this chapter is to use JavaScript with HTML to create our web page more interactive and dynamic. Okay, now next topic is JavaScript syntax. That means how to use the JavaScript with HTML. Okay, the JavaScript statements are placed within the script tag. That is placed in between script slash script. So this is the tag that is basically used to place the JavaScript statement within the HTML document. And the script tag tells the browser to interpret all the text between this tag as a the body tag is available inside the HTML language, and we are going to place this script tag of JavaScript inside the body tag of HTML. So this is the body of the body tag, and inside the body tag we are going to use the script tag of JavaScript, and inside the script we are going to write down the text that we want to show in our web page. Okay, so the script tag going to tell the browser to interpret all the text between this tag as a script. Now the script has two attributes. So there are two important attributes of script tag. Number one, so we have two important attributes of JavaScript, that is a script tag, that is language. So this is one attribute. Then number 1, 2 is type. So these are the two different type of important attributes of script tag of JavaScript. So the language, these attributes specify the scripting language that is being used. That means the language attribute specify the scripting language that you use in your HTML language, HTML web page language. Okay, and this value is JavaScript. And what type of language we are going to use? That is the JavaScript. Okay, the recent version of HTML do not use this attribute, but the language attribute of the script tag, nowadays the recent version of the JavaScript is not going to use it, but the earlier version use this attributes. Then the next important tag, that is type. This is the attribute that is now being used. That means the recent version of the JavaScript going to use this attribute, the type. To specify the scripting language, the value is text /JavaScript. That means that the earlier one, that is the language attributes, which is not used by the today's JavaScript JavaScript version, but the next type of attribute, that is known as type, which is used by the recent version of JavaScript, and specify the language. That means it is going to specify the types of language that you use in your web page, and that is the value, the text that is used by JavaScript. After that, now going to write the first JavaScript code. To create a JavaScript code, follow the step given below. So from your books, so the step number 1, open an editor window like Notepad. So you can write the JavaScript with HTML using any type of editor window. Normally we use the Notepad. Okay, so now type the code. After opening the Notepad, you can type the code. Number 2, select the save option of the file menu, or you can press Ctrl+S. I think all of you know how to save the Notepad. It is very easy. After that, in the Save As dialog box, you can type the file name with a extension file name that is HTML. The same extension is used that is .html. So you give a name of the file and after that give the extension file name after the dot, that is .html. Okay. Now after clicking the save button in the step number 4, you open the file that you saved. Okay. So after that you can start typing the code of the JavaScript. So student, it is very easy to open the write the JavaScript, as because we are going to open the any type of node editor, that is editor window. We are going to open a editor window, that is the Notepad, WordPad can be also used, but here the Notepad in your book and the Notepad is recommended. After that, after opening the Notepad, you save it. First you save it. I think all of you know how to save it, but don't forget to give the extension, that is .html. So after saving it, now you can open the file and you start typing the codes of HTML with JavaScript. Okay. After that, that alert statement. We are going to discuss about alert statement. The alert statement is used to display information to the user. Alert. Alert means, that means you want to say something to the user, that gives some information to the user what to do or what to not. That means by giving alert, you can give some message to the user, and this alert message can be used in your JavaScript. So how can you use it? The general format for alert is write alert, then inside the round bracket you write down the message. Okay. So for giving the alert, or if you want to say something to the user, so you can use the alert tag. After, within the round bracket, you give the message that you want to give to the user. Okay. After that, in the next point is comments in JavaScript. So comments play a very important role, as because this inform the user about the web page or any other type of information that you want to convey to the other user. But one thing all of you remember, that the comments are not the part of the HTML code or the JavaScript code. It is not a part of the coding part of JavaScript or the HTML. Okay. So comments are used by programmers to include short explanation within the script for its better understanding. Comments lines are ignored by the web browser. As I told you earlier, that the comments are not the part of the main coding of the JavaScript, and that's why the browser ignores the comments that you give in the coding part. JavaScript supports two types of comment. Number one, single line comment, or the number two, that is multiple line comment. So single line comment, as the name suggests, this comment include only one line. That means it is one line comment. That means inside the comment line you are going to put only one line. So that is, it starts with a pair of slash. That means whenever you are going to use single line command, you use double slash. This is mean single line command. Okay, it starts with a pair of slash sign. The browser ignores anything from the pair of slash given till to the end of the same line. That means suppose if you give a double slash and here you write some message. Suppose here I write single line comment. So here I write single line comment and before this line I use two lines. So that's why the browser going to ignore this line as because I am using this special sign which is known as single line comment. Okay. After that we have multi-line comment, or we can say multiple line comment. This is also known as block comment. So student, all of you remember what is block comment? The multi-line comment, which is also known as block comment. It includes more than one line. That means in single line comment we are going to give only one line comment, but in the multi-line comment you can put more than one line comment. Okay, and it includes more than one line between the. So for multi-line comment you use slash star, which is also you can say the asterisk mark, and here you can write multiple lines comment end with star slash. So this is known as multiple line comment. So the slash star you begin start writing the comments. It may contain more than one lines and end with a star slash. So it is known as multi-line comment. Whether you are going to use the single line comment or the multi-line comment, these are going to be ignored by the browser, as because this is not a part of the main script. Okay. After that, the next topic in your book, that is variable. So a variable is a name storage area where a value is stored and can be interpreted later when required. I think all of you remember what is variable, which is discussed in C language, or I have also discussed about variables in MySQL also. Okay, generally the variables are declared for holding a space of computer memory. That means by holding a portion of the memory or a small portion of the memory, we are going to store some value, and that value can be used in future. So whenever you require, you can use the value and you can find out the value that is stored inside a particular variable name. So variable is very necessary to occupy the memory location and where you can store data values. Okay, so from your book, the definition of the variable is a variable is a name storage area. Name storage area. That means suppose, as you know that the computer memory is divided into small cells. Okay, so this is a memory and this is divided into small boxes, and this is known as cell. So when you are going to name a memory variable in your program, then it is going to occupy one memory cell. So name storage area, and where you can store some data value, where a value is stored and can be retrieved later when required. So you occupy a memory cell by giving a variable name and where you can store the data and you can retrieve it whenever you require it. Okay. So before going to use the variable, there are some rules and regulations whenever you are going to declare a variable in your program. So the rules for naming a variable. So how can you name a variable? The first point is the name must begin with a letter or the underscore character. It should not start with a digit. The first character is followed by letter, digit or underscore. That means the name must be given with a letter. That means when you are going to name a letter, it must start with a letter. Suppose A. Okay? After that you can give an underscore, you can use number also. But the variable name cannot start with a number. That is A1. This is wrong. Okay? So the name must begin with a letter. It should not be a reserved word. Reserved word means each language contains some word which are reserved. That means the word meanings are reserved and some specific that reserved words are used for some specific purpose in the coding program. Okay, that means so that whenever you are going to name the variable, you cannot use any type of reserved word for naming it. You cannot have space in a variable name. That means whenever you are going to declare one variable, suppose total marks. So this is one variable name. But when you declare the variable name, you cannot give a space between the total and the marks. Okay. If you want to declare a variable, then you can join it together. You cannot separate the name by using a space. That means the space is not allowed. JavaScript is case sensitive. Case sensitive means it distinguishes between capital letter and a small letter. For example, name and the name are treated differently. That means because it is a case sensitive language, so if you declare a variable, for example, NAME, so look at here, I am using capital letters, and if I use another variable like NAME, so here I use the small letters. So these two variables are treated differently as because JavaScript is a case sensitive language. Okay, so student, these are the different type of rules which are used in JavaScript for declaring a variable. And so there is a table, that is 6.1, valid and invalid variable names. Valid names, number 1, student underscore name, first name. So look at here, as because variable name start with letter, so the number num, so letter are used first, after that the digit A1 digit is used, so that is valid. After that, student and name, these are two words, but you want to declare one variable with the name student name, so that you can join the two words using a underscore, but you cannot leave a gap between them. After that, the first name. So if you want to declare one variable name, that is first name, so you join the word, the first and name together. Don't give any space between them. Then it is a valid variable name. Now look at the invalid variable name. So one noun. So as because the variable name cannot start with a number, so it is invalid. invalid. After that, student name. So there is a gap between, there is a space between the student and name, which is not allowed. After that, has first name, as because any special symbol that cannot be used at the very beginning of variable declaration. So these are invalid. Okay student, I think all of you clear what is JavaScript. So JavaScript is a scripting language that is used with HTML to improve the performance or the to display the web page more interesting, okay, or dynamic. After that, you can use the JavaScript along with the HTML language, and which can be developed using any type of window, that is next. You can use Notepad also. Okay, so there you can start writing your JavaScript along with HTML, but whenever you save it, don't forget to give the extension, that is .html. Okay, so so there are different type of attributes, that is language attributes and the tag attributes. After that, we have alert statement. Then there are many types of comments, that is single and multiples, and the last topic that I discussed here, that is variables. So variables played a very important role, as because we are going to hold a memory space by using a variable name, and where we can store data and we can retrieve it whenever you require. Okay student, so that's all for today. Thank you.